All right, I got all my. This is really setting the tone. If my hair wasn't laid, I would.
It's okay. Don't mess up the do.
On right now.
Don't mess up the do.
Tiana Wallace is my guest today.
What's up?
And she brought her friend.
I'm about to say I brought my friend, my road
her
dog.
friend, who I haven't seen in a very long time,
Really?
who had the nerve to walk in the room and say, I'm just chilling today. Cease, you will never be in my building. We will act like you are part of somebody's entourage.
I'm part of her entourage.
I'm about to say that's
today.
really my entourage. Though.
So I had to
really
make an
is.
exception because it was the Angie show. So I ain't seen Angie in a long time. So I had to
haven't
come
seen
through.
you in so long.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you
I haven't
guys
seen you
seen
since
each
you've been
other.
here. So
I know.
Definitely not since I've been here.
yeah. So
And you look exactly the same, Cease.
thank you. Thank you. I'm trying. I put a little bit back on, but I'm
Baby
trying to get it
face.
right.
He takes care of you?
Of course, he annoys me every day.
Does he annoy you
like
every
a true
day?
Uncle should. Oh yeah, I live right up the block from him. I just moved, so yeah.
Yeah, that's my eating partner.
That's so dope that
I'm always
you
texting him like, I'm hungry.
Margarita
Let's go get a
Day,
drink, let's go get
National
food.
Margarita Day. We go do those.
have margaritas together?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, she's
forget
old
you're
enough now.
grown.
You know, she's old enough now, so
It's
everybody
making
can not
me
be
feel
alone.
wild old that you're a grown up.
Yeah. She's
in
old
my
enough
mind,
now.
and I've seen you in interviews. I've seen stuff you're doing, but in my mind, when Tiana was coming today, I just saw this like little girl.
I know. You wanted someone to carry in a little baby.
a little baby.
I know.
What happened to you?
How did 20 years pass this fast?
Yeah, and you seem so well adjusted and so lovely.
Thanks.
Like, and I guess you got good people around you.
Yeah, he's cool. He's all right.
Sometimes.
He lets me know what's up.
I'm still in rap mode, so
How great is it though that you are able to? I mean, because we all. I mean, who knew Big better than you? But like that,
Yeah.
you've had somebody your whole life. Do you feel like you've? I mean, you could never feel like you've had the full experience, but do you feel like you really know your dad? Just from,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like ever since I moved closer to Cease, I'm always with him, and he won't even do it on purpose. He'll be like, "Yeah, we used to do this with your dad," and I'll be like, "Really? Oh, I didn't even know that." So I'm slowly getting more info, and it's cool to hear stuff. It's cool to hear him pranks on people and little stuff that they used to do. So it's cool.
That's so dope. I love that.
And not just me, everybody do that to her.
Oh yeah, I
You
get
know,
stories.
Nino.
Faith tells me all the time.
Yeah,
Nino,
Faith.
my mom was just telling me a story about some song my dad didn't want to do, and she was like, "You got."
Does it ever get annoying?
No.
Oh, okay. No, because some people, when they got to hear about their parent all the time, that could be annoying.
It's different for me because
Yeah.
I didn't get to experience that. I didn't get to grow up with him, so
Yeah.
I actually fiend for that. I actually want to hear all the good stories and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't get annoyed by that at all.
And you seem so well adjusted. Was there ever a time you were angry? Like, were you ever not okay?
Tell the truth.
No, what?
Was she angry?
Not angry in that kind of form. but
Not about
she-
my dad. No, because
Just in a teenager angry at everybody way?
I feel like that's every girl though.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I never was like, oh, I'm so angry that my dad's not here. No, because I grew up with my mom and I have a stepdad, so I never had that like missing void or anything. So I wasn't angry. No, definitely not angry. But I do appreciate the stories that I do hear.
Yeah.
People that were around him.
I don't know. I can't even imagine what that feels like to have. Because I think one of the things about Big, besides that he was just so dope, like just his talent. Aside from talent, like people genuinely just liked him. Like genuinely
He's a cool
enjoy.
guy.
He was a cool guy.
I feel that way sometimes. Like
What do you
I'll
mean?
watch old videos of him perform. I'll be like, look at that guy. He's so cool.
That's my dad.
So cool. Yeah, I'll be like, he's so cool. Like
Right.
he's just so swaggy, and like I see so much of myself in him sometimes. Like and my brother too. I see all that. So I'm like, oh, look at him. He's so cool.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Do you feel like that? It's almost like a so that's my parent, and everybody loves him, and he's so cool and swaggy and talented. Is there like I don't know. I would just wonder for you as a kid, like looking up to that. Is that like something you feel like you have to like live up to?
That's a big thing to live up to.
Yeah, no, I know.
I think that it's cool that my dad actually didn't raise me, but people are always telling me that, oh, you do this just like your dad, or you act just like your
what?
dad.
Tell me what she does that's like Big.
The appropriate stuff.
The
No,
purple-
inappropriate stuff,
See, she got
especially.
she has to check me on that because I mean she's grown now. I mean just her character, who she is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
She's very open. She show love just like B.I. show love. You know what I'm saying? And I guess I more look at it as a Leo thing. We both Leos. We're just very open people. We're sociable. We're cool. That's just how she is. But I think that's something that she definitely grasps from her pops. That she, just her attitude too. She could be very sarcastic like Big was too. Big was very sarcastic.
No.
Just always throwing little shots on the low.
Yeah.
But it's in a very cool way. Where you like,
Keep you on your
I was
toes.
just playing with you. Don't take it no way. But it was a light one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the character she grabbed. But she got that heart like B.I. does. You know what I mean? Like she keep everybody close that's supposed to be close, and Everybody that's important, she treat important. Everybody she got to show love to, she show love to. And that's the same thing that B.I. did.
And what a testament to his life, too, the people that he left behind, how they carry him. Because it's beyond that he's a rap legend. Like, the trueness of the human being. Like, because you was his boy, but, you know, people lose friends and then they go on about their life and they don't, you know, other things happen. Like, you have really preserved his legacy and represented him in a way forever. And I feel like a lot of people have. And that's like a real testament to
it's real. Like, you know, with all our friends, like, you know, like March 9th and May 21st, you know, like we you know, some of us ain't got to speak for years or 2-3 years. But we know every year, this time, I'm going to speak to Money L. I'm going to speak to D-Rock. C Gutter just came home, too. Welcome home, C Gutter. Big cousin, you know what I mean? So, you know, this that time we all get together, whether we speak the whole year, just that one time. And you can't say anything crazy come about B.I. right now. You ain't got to just worry about me. You got to worry. It's an army like that really just like not just the man of the music B.I., like the person who he was. Like people like really live by that. We ride by that because he really looked out for a lot of people, like including myself, me, Kim, you know, he put a lot of people in positions to where we still here today talking about him. So it's only right we got to represent him the right way. So this 100%. Is my way of representing him, being with the family and making sure she good, making sure CJ good. So you got all
these uncles? That has to be annoying sometimes. That has to be a little bit annoying. Can you do anything without the, like, what about like dating and stuff like that? Do they bother you about that?
They're all cool with my boyfriend. They're pretty chill with my boyfriend. So
he must be very cool.
He is. He's
chilling right Is he here?
Yeah.
Supporting?
Yeah.
Is that why you're here? You got an eye on him? Is that what?
That's my partner though. He cool.
And he's from Brooklyn, so like the whole Biggie thing is like he grew up in that in Brooklyn, so it's not anything
in our neighborhood.
It's not foreign to him. Like it was just regular.
That's amazing.
So it's cool. We got an eye on him though. All the time.
Please.
That's our boy though.
And so you're doing all kinds of cool stuff. So tell me, there's a pop-up shop happening, right?
Yeah, I'm having a pop-up shop in Brooklyn.
So tell me about all the stuff, Tiana.
I have my clothing line. It's Notorious with 2 S's. It's a streetwear line. It's dedicated to my dad. S's? Because so basically I wanted to have something to show people that this is a line dedicated to my dad. It's not just a straight like Biggie line. Everything's Biggie.
Right.
It's dedicated to him. It's inspired by him. There's certain pieces that I might come up with an all black line, and that's because my dad's favorite color.
Probably wouldn't go with the pink.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. But it's inspired by him.
Totally inspired by him.
Definitely. So I wanted to have an extra S.
And merch is very popping right now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Definitely. It's streetwear. It's cool for girls and guys.
This is really dope.
Thank you. And I do all the design. I did all these designs by myself.
Yeah, she does all that herself.
Yeah, I designed that.
And she just started using his images because she never used to use his images.
I drew the picture on the hat. I drew that by hand. Like,
why didn't you use the images before?
Because of like copywriting things. So you have to like kind of find a way to. Girl, I just got a call the other day. They're
what?
Like, don't use this picture. Oh yeah, don't use
How
this picture.
Dare you? Who did it, Tiana? Who was it?
I'm calling you out. It was the photographer for the picture of him wearing the Coogee sweater.
The photographer called you and said you can't use this.
Yes.
The daughter of of Christopher Wallace can't use.
It'd be like that. It's like
wow. Shame on you.
So that's why you have to do things like how I drew that picture. So that picture is okay.
I get business, but some things is like just the courtesy of.
You gotta let certain things. I don't understand people.
Courtesy, respect, honor.
Just because that's a famous picture. You can go outside right now and see somebody with a Biggie shirt with that same picture.
You can see it painted on the wall.
Right.
You can see it
These people aren't gonna get sued, but because I don't want to say it like this, but because we have money and you can find us easily on social media, it's like, oh, gotta sue them. But I feel like that's so unfair. I feel like it's petty.
Yeah, and I'm not even mad at him living off that picture and making money for it. He took it. That's great. It's your image.
Definitely.
But for the daughter, like, come on. Fam.
Some things you gotta just like.
Shame on you, sir.
You gotta let certain things slide, especially when it comes to that. There's a bunch of people out here doing Biggie shirts and big portraits and stuff like that. You know,
and who eats?
They don't track that. You know, I see Biggie shirts all day, and I don't mind it because I think that's what keep his legacy going. Right. I think that's why he's been so strong and so relevant for 20 years because of the shirts and the remixes that people put over. You go on YouTube, you can snatch up his acapellas now, and people do remixes, and you can't control that. But that's love because it's a new generation that's actually doing that. The new 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds. So you got to look at that as a appreciation thing. But how can you knock the family?
Yeah,
we admiring that picture, so I want to use it. But you're like, nah, but this got to be this way and that way. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying?
Courtesy.
It's crazy, but I mean.
So you got other clearances. Or you had to redraw it to
yeah,
get
that's
you had to
basically the
draw
way
it.
to get through. You draw it by hand and you're good. So I drew that by hand. And now
Okay, T.
it's perfectly mine.
Yeah, T out here working. She
So how do people get your stuff besides this pop-up shop?
Notorious.com. It's Notorious with 2 S's.
Mhm.
And you can order. I ship internationally. I get a lot of people like, oh, do you ship to Canada? Do you ship to Europe? We ship internationally. I've sent stuff to Asia, Europe, Africa, all over the place. So Puerto Rico, all that good stuff.
I'm sorry, I don't want to stare at you, but I'm just it's like, oh my God. I'm just having all these, like, I haven't seen you in so long. And the fact that it's like 20 years since his passing is so crazy to me.
Yeah,
Today
been a
my
long
paper,
time.
this is not me trying to promote my book. I'm just telling you a story because
No
but my
doubt.
paperback book came out today, and I tell the story of the day that he passed and having to go to work that day, and really like how it moved me and changed me, and like it was one of those moments in your career where like this is not just about what you do for a living. Like this
Yeah.
is like real life, and
sure.
so and I could feel it still. Like I could still feel that as if I still know what that day felt like inside me.
We
That's
never forget
20
that day.
years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I've been having these talks all week
And
about
then
people. Like,
and then
talking
she's
about
a
that.
grown up with
You
companies
come and see her now,
and
yeah.
a boyfriend sitting in the lobby.
You should see CJ. Wait till you see CJ.
What is CJ doing?
He is,
I'm gonna see Faith later. Actually, she's coming in later.
Yeah, somebody
Oh,
was
yeah,
just telling
okay.
us that.
He's
Shout
in
out to Fizzy
school.
Faye.
He's acting. He just did a movie called Kicks, and it was
Good
in
for
the
him.
film festival, and it did really good. He has a group with our other brother Josh and this girl Berkeley. They're doing music together. So he's doing everything.
Yeah, he doing acting and rapping right now,
Yeah,
so he
he's
making
all over
moves.
the place, too, so
Shout out to
we're
C
just out here
Jizzle.
hustling.
CJ, what up?
Everybody's like so normal and functioning so well.
Yeah.
It's
What
not
are we
like,
supposed to?
I don't know.
I don't understand what's going on here.
I don't know.
You want us to be down and
Listen,
out?
there's a lot of us that have dysfunction in our families.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I just think, you know.
I mean, I go
and-
through it a lot too with them. It's like sometimes I sit and I talk to them, and I be
every
like, yo,
week I'm
sometimes
like, I'm not
like,
talking to him. I
yeah,
go through
me and
weeks
her,
where I
yeah.
don't talk to
She'll
him.
cut me off for a
really?
week. We
Yes.
won't talk because I'll be sitting there like, yo, you gotta do this, yo. Yo, what you think about this idea? And she's like, yo, dog, can you
like,
just
leave me
chill?
alone.
I'm just like, yo, listen,
Right.
this is how they used to be on me when I was young. And I was that age running around. So I'm just trying to just feed you the same thing I got fed.
Right.
And I didn't do right by it. So I'm just showing you.
You did it?
Nah, you know, because I had a lot of things at my advantage. You know, I was cool. I had B.I., I had Kim, I had Bad Boy, I had Faith. I was straight. I could mess up, run around. I ain't had to really worry about nothing. I was calmly just waiting for my time, and I didn't really have to do much. I was already kind of in the mix of everything.
Yeah.
So I kind of just set. Nowadays, a new world, social media, you know, websites, all this other stuff you can do to really generate income and do things. And I didn't have that. So I'll be just trying to tell her, listen.
What
No.
is what do you think has been like if you could say like, one thing that you made a mistake, like one thing that you could change?
Not being on top of the business,
Mm.
you know, like far as like contracts and knowing
You
your
took Big for
word.
granted that way. He was on it for you. Is that what? Is
Yeah,
that why?
yeah. And then he was learning it too. You gotta understand, Big was
Yeah.
only 24 when he passed, so he was still a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like still trying to learn the business. So at the same time, us being in it, he was still trying to figure it out. So a lot of things he didn't know. So it definitely wasn't him. Because for him, I was well taken care of. You know what I mean? So it definitely wasn't him. It was just the business side, paperwork, and we signed contracts at 15
This is
without
the
legal
things you gotta
guardian.
learn, Tiana.
We went out yesterday, and what did I say? He's about to order 2 tacos for $10. I was like, no, we have to stay rich forever. Like, don't order that. That's too much money.
Yeah.
I'm tight with mine.
frugal.
I'm tight with mine.
Oh yeah, she
Frugal.
she teach me how to budget. Like nah.
Oh,
How much
yeah.
that? Oh no, we ain't getting that Patron. Let's get this
No.
kind of Patron.
So I'm thinking
You
he's
don't get
taking care of
this.
you. You are taking care of him.
I'm making sure we're good. We're gonna be good. Like, trust me,
know
we
why.
good.
I don't know why I assumed he was taking care of you, and clearly you're taking
No.
care of
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Making
she's
sure we're good.
definitely helping me out.
So do you know all your dad's songs?
Yeah, I know all my dad's. I mean, I'm sure there's unreleased stuff that I haven't
Heard
heard
yet?
freestyles and stuff, but yeah, I know my dad's songs.
Like from young? How did that happen? Did somebody have to like feed it to you and teach it to you? Or?
No, I don't know. It was just kind of one of those things that's always being played around you, so
Yes.
you just know and you just fall into it, I guess. I
Thank
don't know.
God, because that would be super terrible. Like if you didn't know.
Yeah. Oh no, she up on it.
I was gonna say, what? Come
we
on
listen to
now.
it a lot though. Like
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we can never
I mean-
stop playing big. You know, there's times where I wake up some days I'm like, no, well, let me just listen to Life After Death.
Really?
That's
Biggie
I do.
freestyle. I was
gonna say, that's
I
him.
wish sometimes that there was more stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
wish too.
Like I feel like
Definitely.
20 years later, every year. So every year on the radio, we celebrate his birthday. We celebrate when he passed. So that's twice a year minimum.
Minimum.
That we're
Yeah,
doing
that's
like
it.
Biggie's full
Yep.
sets, and everybody's trying to dig for the. And I just think after 20 years of that, it gets harder to find something new or figure out
Yeah.
different ways to
Yeah.
kind of keep going. And I wish
too,
that we
though.
would have had more music.
Yeah. I always say that every time I hear some rhymes or I hear something to a different beat, I'm like, man, I just wish he was I wish it was like still like about 10 more rounds that nobody never heard, but it is. It's like more and more now. I'm starting to hear stuff. I go, damn, I wasn't there for that one. I ain't hear that one. What's that? You know, because he did a lot of stuff with a lot of people. Yeah, that they just refused.
Oh yeah. What?
He did a lot of songs with like independent artists that wasn't signed back in the days. That was people he was just fans of, or people music he just liked. The way he just went and did that on the strength. And they don't like giving up their verses for albums and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So a lot of people didn't give up their verses. So it's probably some things out there we still didn't hear.
Where do you think he would be now? Because we were talking about this earlier too. Like, of the time when he was out, you know, not many of those people are still relevant in the game. You know what I mean? Puff's still working, of course. Puff still Puff. Hove still Hove.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Nas, Esco.
I mean,
Esco,
yeah, I just saw that Nas has like this restaurant and it's doing all big.
But no, listen, business wise,
you mean rapping wise?
They've all done. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter in what.
They're doing
capacity.
like little features and stuff. But as far as like the people from my dad's era, there no one's dropping an album right now. I don't think from someone from my dad's era. I don't think
Jay
so.
might
an album if he does that. Do it.
I don't know. He sounds very fiery on the few joints.
Yeah,
on the few joints. The past couple of joints
DJ
I
Khaled
heard
and
him
Khaled record. Yeah.
He sounds very. And then there was the other Khaled record before that.
I thought he was just gonna pop up and
the
do
Keys
verses.
on Keys.
We
the
might get one.
Keys joint.
Yeah, I would love to hear.
I would love to hear
another Hove album. Or some Wu-Tang, some Raekwon, you know.
I feel like
I'm obsessed with Method Man. I love.
Are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah, she got stepfathers.
Who was your
right?
Yeah, right.
Yes,
Snoop
Dogg. Snoop Dogg is my stepdad and Method Man, but that's it. Only claiming them.
All right, them
That's it. Just them.
They all probably show you so much love, don't they?
I've never met either of them.
Stop it right
and it's
now.
crazy because Method Man has a whole song with my dad, but I've never met him before, and I've never met
Snoop
Dogg.
has a song with Big.
Yeah.
And I was in LA last time. She saw me put a picture up with him. She was like, "Yeah, you with my stepdad." I wanted to literally
choke him because I'm obsessed with Snoop Dogg and I watch all his web series. I'm like, I want to be on that. I want to smoke with him. Like, I love him.
Does he know this?
He gonna know now.
Yo, Snoop, if you're out there, I really want you to meet Tiana. She's lovely. She thinks of you as her stepfather.
Yes, that's my stepdad.
We have to make this meeting happen.
Big Snoop is the man. Big Unc is the
he's
man
really
right
cool.
there. Shout
He's very cool, and I'm sure
when she go to LA to see CJ, we're gonna make that happen.
You need to absolutely make that happen.
For sure.
So yeah, I think I don't know. 20 years later, I think he would still like. What would he be doing?
I think Big would have been sitting back right now, just
not doing
sitting back, putting out the artists. You know what I mean? Because that was his plan before he passed.
I'm about to say he would be more of a businessy guy. He wanted to do restaurants, and he already had Brooklyn Mint. He already had his own.
He had his own clothing line already. He had Undeals already with He was gonna do the Big Papa restaurant. You know what I mean? So he was already having plans. He was gonna sign. He was gonna sign Noriega. He was gonna sign Cam. He was gonna work on my album. Kim album already was out by the time he passed. So, you know what I mean? Like, he was already trying to get into that business mode of, like, I want to sit behind the chair and do what Puffy's doing. You know, that's why we didn't go to Bad Boy as Junior Mafia, because he wanted to, like, all right, I learned from Puff. Let me see if I know what I'm doing with the Junior Mafia project. Grab and they formed the Undeals team. So I think Big would have still been doing that. He said he only wanted to do 5 albums, and then he wanted to just sit back and just sit behind the chair. Yeah, Jay said it before.
He wanted to do 1 album. So I thought maybe 2.
And I thought Big, and I was saying Big would do the same thing because he loved the music. Like, you know what I mean? He was real big on music. He just loved the art of it, just being a part of it and being successful from it. I knew it would have been hard for him to walk away from. So we would have got more 6, 7. Probably 8 albums out of Big. Like, he already had titles for the 4th, 5th album.
Did he?
Born Again was his title.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say, wasn't that one he
You know what I mean? So he already had Life After Death, and he had Born Again already.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? When he passed, they just still went along with that title. So who knows what was going to come after that? He had the Commission project he was doing with me, Charlie, and Jay. So he was already had plans on doing. He was already had plans on doing things.
Have you either of you heard any of this Faith?
King and I, King and I is dope.
It's cool. Yeah.
Shout out to Fizzy from the Bricks.
The way
that
she
King and I
did
album.
it's really cool.
Yeah, the way the concept is very dope.
It's really cool.
So it's like verse and then she's singing and
it's kind of like they're like going back and forth a little bit.
Like duet. So the verses is cut, singing, 4 bars are big, her singing.
Is it verses we've heard?
Some of them is verses you heard.
But the way they're chopped up, you wouldn't be able to
tell. You wouldn't be able to know.
No, I couldn't. I was like, I feel like we had to have heard this before, but I don't know what song it's coming from. It's
and
good.
How did you you do like a family listening session? How does this happen?
Oh yeah, she'll play the stuff for us.
She'll come here. We'll book the studio. We'll come here and just go sit in the studio and blast the whole album. I heard a lot when I went out there and worked on it because I did a song on there.
Oh, dope.
So it's really a dope project, and like it's going to show the creative side of Big because a lot of the stuff we used his references from even the Junior Mafia stuff he wrote. So you might hear stuff that that I said on the Junior Mafia project, but you're gonna hear him doing his references on this album.
Wow.
So it just show you like all the stuff that like Big input
That's
on
dope.
certain songs and stuff like that. So I think that's gonna be the dope side of it, to show like this is what he did. He used to write for a crew of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
For
that's how dope
everybody.
he was. Big did 3 albums
It
before he
was
passed.
always weird to hear him do like a Kim, like the Kim.
Those are
Yeah.
my favorites, though. I like those. I'm like,
that showed
okay.
that showed the raw, and you know what?
Yeah.
That don't take away no credit too from nobody, because you know.
Nah, you got to be
people
able to
wrote
do
and
that.
people did.
Yeah, but
I love to
pull
tell
that
people
off.
Big wrote for me. I had the best in the world
Yeah,
to write my
yeah.
rhymes. I love to
Right?
say that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That means none of my joints was whack. So
Yeah.
you sing all my players' anthem verse, the Get Money remix. Oh, that was all B.I. creation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he deserves that type of credit now, and that's the stuff you're gonna hear on the King and I. It's a dope project, and the concept to it is dope. It's a lot of dope features on there.
So
Snoop, Jadakiss, Busta,
Good.
Ken. There's a few people on
Yeah,
there.
Kim's on it too.
you've never thought about going that route?
Music?
Yeah.
Somehow that gene skipped over me. I don't know. I don't know how CJ got the music. Well, he does have 2 musical parents. Maybe that's why. But
Okay,
I don't know. It doesn't
but
work
have
for
you
me.
ever tried secretly? Have you ever attempted?
I
Have you
did.
ever asked you
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Did
I tried to do a song one time, and it was so bad.
All
It
right,
was
but
so
that's
bad.
one time. Maybe you didn't
It
develop.
was so bad.
You got to develop the skill set first.
Maybe. You know, I always said that if I had a ghostwriter, I was like, I would do it just because I know I have like the presence. But as far as writing, it's hard. I don't even like poetry. I really don't.
Right.
I don't. So I just was no.
No, and then
I've tried it
also
all.
there's this like an expectation of like if you were to do it, like people.
Oh, I know. I just.
Yep.
It wouldn't even be. I'm sticking to fashion, girl.
Yeah.
I can't even do
Yeah. Your brother is
Yeah, he-
brave
Very,
to go down that road.
very.
I think any child of somebody who's like that talented, it's like you just have to find your own
And
way.
it's so hard
find
to
your
live
own.
up to that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
I even get you're making a clothing line about Biggie. You don't have big sizes. Like you always get something.
Right.
You always get something. So I'm just like,
Somebody said that to me too.
Yeah.
Where's the
Why
big
she ain't got no
sizes?
big sizes?
Yeah,
dope?
you always get something.
I'm like, yo,
You
listen,
should
fam,
have
you
big
gotta-
sizes.
I
though,
do.
Tia.
Go
I
on
do.
her Instagram and ask her.
I just don't have
know.
like 6X.
Okay.
You know, they want big, they want big and
that
tall
big.
sizes.
Yeah, they want
they-
big.
They
Yeah.
want big. They want Rochester.
They don't know.
big.
Big used to have to go to special stores to get
Yeah.
his clothes. Like he had to go to Big and Tall
Yeah, yeah.
to get clothes. He couldn't walk in the regular Dr. J's or
Custom
something like that
made.
and go get doubles,
Yeah.
double X and triple X. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Amazing. I would love to hear the demo of your song, by the way.
Girl.
You got that?
Stop. No. I hope
What
I
was
don't.
it called? What was it called?
I don't even think I got that far. It's probably like one little verse.
And you were like, nah, son.
It's like, you know, a little T-dub on the track. It's just,
T-Dub?
it's just a little.
It's a little T-dub on the track.
Oh
Where
my
I saw
God.
T-Dub at in your bio?
Yeah, you know, CJ
Yeah,
gave me
yeah,
that nickname
yeah.
so long ago, and
I
I, just
like
ran
it.
with it.
T-Dub.
I like
Everybody
it.
calls me T-Dub.
I might adopt that one.
Please leave me alone.
So I can stop saying TT, because I still call her TT like she was 3 years old.
What about a reality show? I see.
Don't why
I
you look
felt
at,
your
don't look
side
at
eye,
me.
like,
I didn't say
shining
nothing.
on me.
I was looking at Angie. I was
Come
looking
on.
straight at
We
Angie.
argue about this all the time.
And who's for it?
I feel like if we maybe had like a Biggie that was about our family, that's different. But he's always trying to get me to do Love and Hip Hop. Like,
No.
you do Love
No,
and Hip
no,
Hop.
no, I didn't.
Biggie's daughter can't
No,
be
I
on
didn't
Love and
say
Hip
that-
Hop
no.
C's.
Yo,
He
how
should
you
do
gonna
Love
sit
and
there
Hip
say
Hop
that on
though,
the
right?
radio?
No.
I tell the truth.
No, but you could do a reality show about
did not
your
say that,
family.
people.
That's different.
I think it's an interesting dynamic with all the guys, and then you got Faye, and then you got CJ trying to start his music.
I told her that. I didn't I tell you that?
This is a great.
So,
It
I told
sounds
you
better
that.
the way she's saying it
See?
though.
She just needed to hear it from somebody valid
Want me to-
besides me, because it looked like I'm just fishing. Like,
I'll
yo,
plug you.
Let's go. This when she
some
stopped
good
speaking to me.
people.
You know what? I'll talk to you next week. And we'll randomly hit and go get some margaritas, and then I could kind of like slip it out. But she needed to hear from somebody valid as Angie Martinez.
I think this is an amazing
You
story.
would
here.
watch it if we did it. You would watch
I
it.
would watch it. I think you're lovely, and I think you're super smart and interesting, and I think your relationship with everybody is interesting. I think the fact that all these years that you are as close as you are is like amazing.
Yeah,
I know people
definitely.
say that when their man passes, you're like, yeah, I'm old as kids. But actually, 20 years later, and y'all are as close as you are, like there's magic in that.
Yeah.
Like that's
We're
not.
closer now than I think than before, because
Yeah,
I guess
I just moved to Brooklyn now, so we're definitely.
I think
way
there's something
closer.
super inspiring in that.
Of
That
course.
people would watch. I would watch it. I would watch you, Joy.
I would watch it too. I told her the same thing. So now I'm gonna go get this. We're gonna get this pilot together.
So what?
Put it together, you know what I'm saying?
I just need like a little small sign.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Finder's fee.
Yes,
Yeah, let's make sure Angie got the finder's fee.
Definitely.
I got you.
No, I always been wanting to. I always thought about that, but we all got to make sure we all on board.
Because then you got all the
to put it together.
uncles.
So many.
It's a lot, yeah.
So many.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
And I think that'd be dope because a
You
lot
got
of
this
people
new Faith project. You know what I mean? It's a lot
got
of things.
Faith. You
a lot
got
of pieces
CJ.
in
You know,
it.
he's doing the
CJ.
music and doing the acting thing. You know, I think it'd be something that'd be very dope just to see where they are at this day and age after 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. The T.I. What's the T.I. family show?
See, that I like that.
Family hustle.
yeah.
This is a different type of family hustle.
Basically.
Anyway,
We might work on that.
just take that.
Now you gotta see Angie. You open
want.
up.
We're stirring the pot.
Do what you want with
Where
it.
we going after this?
You got a meeting? You got a TV meeting after
Oh,
you
we gotta have
leave here.
we gotta have
we're
a
having
meeting
a
after this
meeting
now.
It was lovely to talk to you today.
Thank you for
so
having
much for
me.
coming. Good luck
come
with your
back.
line and
Thank
everything that you're
you.
doing. I'm sure you're going to be wildly successful at whatever you want to do.
I'm trying to make it out here.
Yeah. And you, baby, it was so good to see you.
Likewise, Angie. I ain't seen you in a long time, so it's always great to see you. It's always great to vibe with you.
And
You know,
there-
you've
and
been
no
showing
better-
love from day one.
No better people to remember and celebrate B.I.G. with today. Than
That's right. That's
the
right.
two of you.
R.I.P. B.I.G. for life. Shout out to Mama Wallace, CJ. Shout out to Jan.
Here's something I'll ask you guys before you go. Like, so today is like 20 years since he's passed. So somebody who's 20,
Me.
you know what I'm saying? Like, right, and just missed the whole thing, didn't have the experience. What would you say to somebody who might not even know his music at this point? Like, what would you say to them about Big that they should know?
You want to go first?
No, because I haven't even come across this yet. I get 14-year-olds that just come across the Notorious the movie and they're like, I love your dad so much. I wasn't born when he was around, but I just watched Notorious and he's amazing and his music is so awesome. So when they find out, they instantly see his talent. You can be current from back in the day. His talent is, you can't miss it.
Yeah. 'Cause I get that too a lot. I get 16, 17-year-olds.
No, I totally agree.
Reciting
I
Big,
have heard
yeah.
sometimes people that I've heard it even from some of the younger rappers that they don't even know much of his music or lyrics to his. We've heard this from some of the rappers,
of course,
like,
you know that.
And part of me understands it.
Yeah.
Like, part of me is like, yo, learn the fucking history. But
That's how I feel.
that's how I
You
kind
have
of
to learn
homage.
that. This is History 101.
Just
Like,
pay
you
homage.
need to know that.
That's it.
Yeah, you should totally.
And if you don't know it, then just do your research before you speak
Yeah.
on it. Right?
Yeah.
'Cause certain people you speak on nowadays, I mean, you can have a situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not us. I'm one of the political incorrect people. Like, I look past it, but then you got these people that's really diehard Biggies and diehard Tupac fans and diehard Big Pun fans. You can't just go up there on social media and say certain things and expect
they
people
don't
not
play
to.
that.
Dudes will be at your show throwing stuff at you, trying to pull you off stage. Like it's totally different now because people want to get social media attention. You know what I mean? So you got to just be a heed of that. But I get it so much now with 16, 17, 20-year-olds. Like, yo, I study Big. I watch Big. And
I get it
that's
all
all
the
I tell them.
time.
Yo, watch all the footage you get. Be blessed that you can punch up YouTube and see all this behind-the-scenes footage of him because social media era wasn't back then at that time.
I
You
know.
we was ahead of our time just recording all this footage that people can actually see now. So he's just one of them people that if you're trying to get into music, you got to study him. Just always around personality, music-wise, flows, delivery, everything. He's like the blueprint to the game, especially for New York artists.
Word.
You know what I mean? Worldwide, too.
Word, Cease.
You know what I'm saying?
This was like a 2-for-1. This was such a nice treat today. Thank you guys for
glad I
coming
brought it.
by.
Oh, I thought you knew I was coming. You know I was
I
coming?
I didn't tell
know.
them. I didn't
Oh, you
tell
didn't
them.
tell
them?
No,
me.
I didn't tell them.
No doubt.
So it was a nice
that
little
was a good
surprise.
surprise, man. And it's always good to see you.
Lil
Angie. You know,
Cease,
much love to you all
Tiana
the time.
Wallace. Rest in peace.
Make sure
B.I.G.
Notorious.com with 2 S's.
Yes, notorious.com with
Y'all
2
make sure y'all
S's.
support because I buy my own clothes from her. I don't get it for free. I buy it.
As you should.
She
As I
supports.
should. You
And
gotta
the pop-
support the
and the pop-up
cause.
shop. Give them the info for the pop-up
The
shop.
pop-up shop is March 9th in Brooklyn at this bar called Hello Brooklyn. So everybody come through.
There it is.